Now available in paperback and Kindle, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females like Instagram models and e-girls in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Get your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace in paperback and Kindle today.
Last week, in the aftermath of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Utah Governor Spencer Cox called social media a cancer on American society.
Now at 4:30, the Utah governor is calling social media a cancer after the graphic video of Charlie Kirk's assassination spread online within minutes. Today at a press conference, Governor Cox encouraged people to turn off social media and hug a family member.
KTLA's Jillian Smuckler spoke with a mental health expert. She joins us live now in Hollywood with more. Hi, Jillian.
Hi, Sam. Yeah, like many other TV stations, KTLA only showed what happened before and after the assassination, not the shooting itself. But online, as you all probably know, it's a completely different story.
Social media is a cancer on our society right now.
Oh my God. Multiple angles, slowed down clips, even loops of the shooting flooded social media platforms like X, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets, we have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery.
We spoke with a local psychologist about the emotional and physical impact this kind of exposure can have on our bodies.
If anybody accidentally stumbles upon a visual image that is traumatic, the spilling out of blood, the death of a human being, it can cause a traumatic reaction.
Dr. Walfish says our brains aren't built to process repeated exposure to graphic violence. But she says there's a lot of people with what's called counterphobia.
If there's something frightening online, they might go and watch it over and over and over, thinking the first time it terrified me, this time I won't be so scared, I'll be able to successfully master the fear.
Even if someone thinks they're just curious, the images can linger and affect your mood, sleep, and overall well-being.
All it does is keep them stuck in the trauma and doesn't allow them to process the enormity and power of terrifying feelings.
Social media platforms say they're flagging or restricting the most graphic content, but the warnings don't always stop people from clicking. And while some users encouraged others not to repost the videos out of respect for Kirk's family, the clips kept circulating online. Politicians and psychologists alike, they both agree that social media has consequences not only for your mental health, but also for how you handle and process tragedy. That's why they say it's important to be prepared, know exactly what you're going into if you're opening up social media on your phone or your laptop, and of course, know what to filter out. Guys.
Jillian, thank you.
Now, in the aftermath of the assassination of far-right activist Charlie Kirk, Utah Governor Spencer Cox went and said that social media is a cancer on society and urged people to go out and touch grass and live in the real world. And it showed how completely out of touch Spencer Cox is as related to social media, because when it comes to social media, yes, it's a cancer on society, but that cancer was always there before social media was a gleam in America's eye. Now, when it comes to social media sites are blank slates, and with them being completely blank slates, whatever people put on those platforms is actually a reflection of who they are. And when a collective of people go out here and put all sorts of misinformation on these sites, as a nation and a collective of people, that's basically making a statement about those people and how they think and how they believe. And when it comes to social media in the West, and especially like countries like America, a lot of people have a hard time dealing with the reflection that they put up on these social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or X as it's called, and many other platforms, and they don't want to admit that what they are reflecting to the world shows us all how hateful they truly are and how they truly have these beliefs of being racist and white supremacists. That's what's presented on their timelines, on these sites, basically every day. And that's the thing that many people want to go out here and deny, that social media basically is a reflection of the people. And I went in depth on this in a live stream about a couple of years ago where I talked about the social media sewer, and that's what's being reflected back at people as related to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, in the aftermath of this assassination of Charlie Kirk, we see the truth about America being shown to Americans, and instead of many Americans taking that long, hard look at who they are and the image that's in the mirror of themselves, what's happening is that we've got a lot of these racists going into denial, and as they go into denial, what they do is go to their usual coping spaces, such as going out here and making all sorts of conspiracy theories to spread misinformation, or going out here and looking to deflect from their racism by going out here and blaming black people. These are the coping mechanisms that many of these racists are expressing on platforms on social media. And as they go out here and try to cope with trying to see the reality of who they truly are, they want us to believe that social media is the cancer, when in actuality social media, again, cannot be the cancer, because when it comes down to a site like, again, a Facebook, a Instagram, a Snapchat, and any other site like a MySpace back in the day, even a GeoCities website back in the 2000s, 25 years ago, all of these platforms were basically blank slates. And again, with a blank slate, it's like a blank piece of paper. And when it comes to a blank piece of paper, it cannot express anything at all until the artist or the individual goes out here and either puts words or pictures on that paper to express how they feel. So what you're actually seeing on these sites is an actual reflection of the people and what they think and what they believe. And sadly, with many Americans, we don't want to admit how many Americans out here harbor racist and anti-black beliefs, and many people basically, they would rather try to keep that in the closet. Unfortunately, what has happened over the years is that as the internet has evolved from the early 2000s, we've gone from the hateful information just being in a fringe corner in the late 90s and early 2000s that most people saw as basically kooky individuals who would go out here and do things like go out here and make all sorts of crazy speculations as related to blaming black people, to it basically with social media, we're us basically seeing many of these racists basically creating large platforms for themselves on places like social media, and many of these racists being as bold as many of them are. Even these billionaires, possibly like some allege Elon Musk, again, being open about their racism. And basically they want to sit there and say, oh, it's social media that's the cancer. Well, before social media was a thing, we had, again, GeoCities websites, we had Angel Fire websites, we had many different websites, and again, blank slates where people going out here and openly express their hatred, not to mention platforms like EasyBoard and many other message boards such as the Discord servers. Again, open spaces that are basically open to anyone to create. And again, if somebody has a passion for something, it's going to show in the websites that they create. I mean, I myself had a blog for many years, Sean James Black Freelance Writer, where I wrote about men's issues, where I wrote about my love of comics. Again, it's a reflection of who I am. And again, everybody, when you get one of these blank websites, you can make it anything you want. And what's being put on these websites, that sadly is a reflection of America, a reflection of America that many Americans don't want to cope and deal with. That yes, America has not changed much in the 400 years since this country was founded, and many of the American people, especially many of the people in the white and non-black communities, still are harboring racist beliefs and still follow the ideology of white supremacy, and are so willing to follow the ideology of white supremacy that they basically will go along with it, again, because they don't want to admit that they're racist, because that's too painful for them to do, to take that look in the mirror, take that examination of self, take that examination of their beliefs and their ideas, take that examination and see who you really are. Because again, what you present on social media, is a direct reflection of you. It's a direct reflection of your beliefs and ideals. It's a direct reflection of how you express yourself. And a lot of people, because they believe that there's anonymity on the internet, they believe that they can go out here and express these type of racist beliefs. They believe that they can feel comfortable about this. And some have, as we've entered this era of the Orange Man, again, they feel so emboldened, they can put their name on it on platforms like Facebook and Instagram and X and feel open about it, feel open about expressing their racist beliefs, and feel like they have no problem going out here and talking about people who are of different ethnicities and different cultures and with contempt. This is what happens when you have, again, social media. And again, the cancer isn't the sites, the cancer is us. And the sad part is when it comes down to many Americans, they don't want to admit that they are infected with the cancer of white supremacy and that they have benefited from the system of white supremacy, and they don't want to admit that they benefit from the system of American racism that has allowed them to gain an advantage. And whenever they see something happen, like the assassination of Charlie Kirk, they want to blame the instrument, but not understand the instrument is only an expression of the user that has it. It's just like a violin or just like a trombone. I mean, the instrument can only do what the player wants it to do, and that's what social media basically does. It's basically, again, a tool that the person uses to express their own beliefs and their own ideas towards the world. It's a reflection of their beliefs and their ideas towards the world. And that's the thing that most people need to understand when it comes down to these instruments. Again, I myself have used these tools for many years to try to empower black people and create positive stories about black people. I mean, platforms like the former CreateSpace, which is now KDP, I go out here and I write books that try to create positive stories about black people and the black experience. That's what I do with that blank slate called formerly CreateSpace, now called KDP, Amazon Publishing. Again, that's a blank space. And again, for my blog, I again wanted to talk about men's issues to help men, and I also would go out here and make videos because again, YouTube again is a blank slate. It's a reflection of my ideas and beliefs, and again, I use the platform to try to stand against anti-black racism, and I use it to try to educate people. I know that from my years of being on the internet, the last 25 plus years, that, again, an internet page is a tool that a person can use to reach people, and as they use that tool to reach people, it's going to present a message that reflects on that person. That's what that tool is going to do, reflect on that person and reflect their character and who they truly are. And that's the thing that the governor of Utah just doesn't understand. Again, social media isn't the cancer. The cancer is within we the people. And a lot of us, we the people here in America, don't want to confront the racists they truly are, and the racist that expresses all of this contempt, especially towards black people, basically every day. I mean, as I watched this assassination of Charlie Kirk, I saw so many people, again, expressing their racism that I had to unfriend quite a few people. And even worse, I had a confrontation with a person who I wanted to be a Facebook friend to, but they went out here starting to become a black bootleg, again, looking to try to shame me for standing up and saying that basically, when it came down to this assassination, it basically showed us who the true racists are, and this guy got triggered, and that's what's really sad. A lot of people, basically, they got triggered and showed us who they truly are, even some major league sports organizations that I won't be watching in the future. I mean, people showing us who they truly are, and again, looking to deflect by saying, oh, it's social media. Nope, not social media at all. Nope, social media, as I stated in my previous live stream, is a reflection of the people and what people put on these websites, whether it be anti-black racism in their secret groups on Discord or on the dark web or on these conspiracy theory websites or on websites like the Daily Stormer and many other platforms. This is who these people truly are. And as it was said many years ago by an author, I believe, they said, when a person shows you who they truly are, believe who they truly are. And if somebody shows me if they're a racist, then I have to believe that they're a racist based on what they present on social media, because this was an active choice by this individual to express themselves this way. Again, a person who basically isn't racist, they're going to come out and again express themselves in a non-racist way. And again, you have to believe what someone truly is. You have to believe who someone truly is when they show you who they are. That's part of dealing with reality and understanding the real world and understanding that people are what they present. And again, if they're confident enough to go out here and express themselves in this fashion, then we have to believe this is who they truly are as a person, because what a person puts on their social media, again, tells a story about themselves. And again, on many of these websites, people are allowed free speech. And again, these conservatives, these hypocrites like the Pharisees and the Sadducees who came before them, want to talk about free speech. But the whole thing is if somebody shows you who they truly are on social media, again, they got the blank page, they went out here and put what they wanted on that blank page, and now that we see the true character about them, they can't take it back. That's the whole thing about social media and the internet, is that it, like truth serum, it can't take back what you said, you can't take back what you did, and you can't really go out here and try to cover up yourself. No, the truth is out here, and the thing is that America doesn't want to deal with the truth about itself and its issue with racism. No, it doesn't want to deal with it, because what we want to do is go out here and deny and have black bootlegs and other minority bootlegs go out here and try to deny the truth about this country and its issue that it's had with race that started almost 400 years ago. Now, if you want to pick up some of my content that features positive images of black people and black culture, you can find many of my books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format, where I use that blank slate to create positive stories about black people and the black experience, and also talk about the issues that men deal with in this country. And again, you can find all those books in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com, and you can also find them at other online booksellers, which are also blank slates, like Draft Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. Again, these are all tools anyone can use to go out here and build themselves up. I mean, websites like Blogger, websites like YouTube, websites like Instagram, these are all blank slates, and whatever you put on those websites, again, is a direct reflection of who you are. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl. The aspiring angel takes on a wicked teenage witch in this action-packed, all-new Esteemed series adventure. Pick up your copy of Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer. Take a trip into the macabre world of goth modeling in the new millennium in this spooktacular Spinsterella story. Pick up your copy of Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.